Almost live from Chilliwack, it's Chilliwack Tonight! Join Barris and Jeff in their special month-anniversary show with guests His Worship Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popove, Harry Doupe of the Fraser Valley Comedy Festival, musical guest Mark Gruenheid of Not Mentally Prepared, Nancy Guitar and Tales from the Quarantine, Rachel Caroline Plaza with COVIDeo Corner, and the boys from In the Before Times with a very special celebrity edition. And now, Chilliwack Tonight!
Wasting away, watching clouds float by my window.
Chilliwack
Tonight! Chilliwack Tonight! I'm so excited to be back. How
Your
about you?
timing, man, is amazing.
How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I see you've decorated your corner of the studio.
Well,
Paris.
it is month-anniversary time, and, dressed to kill, don't you think?
You're dressed like it's like a late night at a nightclub or something tonight.
Well, this is my 1990s nightclub wear, and you're
Wow.
looking pretty sharp yourself.
Well, I got a nice shirt on.
Yeah. 1990s, like 20 years ago. Can you believe it was 20 years ago?
Paris,
Amazing.
that's 30 years, buddy. That's later than you think.
You know, I used to like you, Jeff. Just keep it under your vest. So listen, Chilliwack Tonight, we've got an amazing array of guests. We have got celebrity in the before times. Nancy Guitar's back. Who else is on the show this week?
We have a friend of the show. Her name is Rachel Caroline Plaza, and she's doing a new feature tonight called COVIDeo Corner.
COVIDeo Corner.
She
How
is
ingenious.
really good at picking really funny videos. I've been friends with her for quite a few years. Her and I worked together on a production. I cast her in that we shot for the Chilliwack Film Commission years ago. That's how I met her. We've stayed in touch all these years, and I just find that she's so good at finding that funny
she's
stuff to share.
effervescent. She sparkles, don't you think?
You have to like oversell everything.
No, I don't.
Amazing.
No, she sparkles.
She did a nice job. She sounded good.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And you brushed right over the first edition of Celebrity in the Before Times.
Did I, or was I waiting to leave that to the end?
This is going to be fun. Well, that's coming up a little later on in the show tonight.
Celebrity in the before times. And
I wanted to reiterate that. 'Cause
we've got an amazing. Did I say amazing again?
You did.
He's amazing.
It's good. It'll
Celebrity
be fun.
for our primary episode, first episode of Celebrity in the Before Times. We've got Not Mentally Prepared, Mark Gruenheid from the band that is the tunage that is this show.
The opening theme.
The opening theme, absolutely. Fantastic. And then we have one more, right? Comedian? Some guy?
We have a writer, television writer. He's actually written for the Juno Awards. He's written for the Olympics for CTV. And he also is the guy behind the Fraser Valley Comedy Festival.
Yes.
Harry Doupe coming up a little later on the show.
Well, that'll be an interesting interview because I wonder how he's managing in these pandemic times. So listen, Jeff.
Yes.
Facebook, I did mention what a nasty crowd they were last week. And you know what? I meant that in the nicest way. I didn't mean to slag our Facebook followers, but you're never going to guess what happened.
What happened?
They started writing us letters.
Viewer
They didn't just
mail.
do messages. They actually wrote us some letters.
Wow.
And I just wanted to
Old school letters, you mean? Like,
yeah, like yeah, I left a couple on your desk there, and you know what? I think we should just read them right now.
Okay. Well, I've got this tiny one here, Barris. What's that?
Well, have a look at the tiny one. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Open that one up.
All right.
See what it says. Okay, so here's a nice one. I'm following you on Facebook, okay? And that's what we like. We want people to follow us on Facebook. By accident, how do I unfollow your page? Okay, you know what? I told you that Facebook crowd, gotta watch them.
This one is 8675309. Call Jenny.
Oh,
Yeah.
well now that's not bad, right? Because that means there's a girl that likes you.
I'm not sure it was directed at me, Barris. It might be you. You're the handsome one in the team.
Well, let's get to these other ones here.
Okay.
All right. We got a show to do. Let's read this other mail here.
I'll go. I got one.
You got one? Okay, go ahead.
We really like your show. Wondering if somehow you can make it funny, too.
Okay. You know what? What did I say about Facebook?
They're brutal.
No, they're, so here's one. I love watching your show and how you promote local talent.
Ah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Any thought on trying out some new hosts?
that's
Okay, you know what? That's kind of a backhanded compliment because they complimented us, but then, they slagged us. So I don't know if we're going to do viewer mail again. But let's end off on a positive note. Jeff, I got you a gift.
what?
I got you a gift. It's under your table. Just underneath.
Oh,
It's our month anniversary. We're celebrating our month anniversary. You
That's
thought I would
lovely.
forget?
That's good. I mean, I like that.
You like
Thanks
that?
so much for.
What are you doing?
I was gonna wipe it off with a.
Well, like you don't try. I don't have any germs. What are you?
Well, we're social distancing, Barris.
All right.
We're
Just
responsible
yeah.
television show.
All right, fine. Just open your gift. We got a show to do.
Okay.
All right. Now, I hope this is something you're gonna need. It's a bit tough. There we go. You like that?
Barris, I just wiped the wipes with wipes.
I know. So in essence, you wasted a wipe. I think there's 35 in there. Now you're down to 34 technically. So we're gonna head on to the show now. Thanks so much for watching Chilliwack tonight. And what are we gonna see next, Jeff?
We're gonna be right around the corner. We have what is it?
That gal that you've been cutting off all the time.
Nancy Cigar, right around
Nancy
the corner.
Cigar. She's right around the corner on Chilliwack tonight.
Chilliwack tonight.
Tales from the Quarantine with Nancy Cigar.
I live in a 55 plus building. Now, let me tell you, most people here are well past the plus age. Recently, a lady moves in. She's got to be like 100 or close to it. And she tells me she used to be a dancer, a ballroom dancer, and she's acting all kinds of la-di-da, you know? And I'm looking her up and down. I'm thinking more like a pole dancer, if you ask me. Then there's this old geezer in here. He keeps hitting on me, and he only wants one thing. Okay, folks, it's not what you think. Get your minds out of the gutter. He wants a maid, and he's too cheap to pay anybody. So one day he asked me if I could help him, and I said, okay, sure, you know. And I clean up his place for him. He's sitting there drinking a glass of tequila, doesn't even offer me one little bit. Cheap S.O.B.
Tales from the Quarantine with Nancy Cigar. Chilliwack Tonight, brought to you in part by Hofstede's Country Bar.
So when you come into the store, everything looks so beautiful and fresh is because I care. I come in at 4 in the morning. I work hard at it to make it look good for our customers. We buy from micro farms locally. We love their product. We buy it because we love the quality for Hofstede's Country Bar.
Oh yeah, get yourself all looking good, Harry. You ready to do this?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure.
You feeling good about it? Are you feeling
I'm
like
feeling.
you feeling it? Come
I'm
on, man.
feeling something. A month ago, I would wonder, do I have the virus now? I'm feeling something.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Harry Doupe is the guy behind the Fraser Valley Comedy Festival. He was also working on the Fraser Valley Music Awards recently. And I thought, you know, Harry's an interesting guy, and he's got some experience writing comedy, and he's got to have some kind of insight for us to share on this television show called Chilliwack Tonight. Welcome to the show, Harry.
Thanks, Jeff, and let me say, manage your expectations.
Yeah, okay, I will. So how is it affecting? I mean, obviously, things like the Fraser Valley Comedy Festival are going to have some changes of plans, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's been a few things. I had some shows that I was producing on the island that fell through early, and I was hoping to do a festival this fall, but there was a problem getting all the venues lined up. So I was still going to do something largish, and I would be writing the Olympics this summer, which would give me the funds to help finance it. But now the Olympics are pushed back a year, and now There's probably not going to be theater shows in October anyway, so that's out
Yeah.
the window. But then when the Olympics fell through, that was great because it opened up the chance to do the Mission Folk Festival again, which I was a host there last year, but they canceled yesterday. So, so things.
How are you dealing
dominoes
with
keep
all that?
dropping.
How are you dealing with these changes? What's it doing? How is it happening for Harry? What's going on?
Well, people of our vintage, when something like this happens, like our age, you wake up and there's some malady or pain or something, and every time now, initially, we're just thinking that this is the virus. You'd wake up and and I couldn't breathe through my nose, and I'm like, oh my God, do I go to the hospital? And it's just like I blew my nose and things are fine, or you get a pain in your little toe and you're like, oh my God, is this the virus? But since then, I've managed to adapt a little bit. They got the DIY haircut. This is
Yeah?
2 weeks into it.
Not bad?
I had a coupon for a place in Abbotsford that expires in 8 days, so
Yeah.
I had to do this. And
So
still, no one's allowed to look at the back yet.
Yeah. This is actually a haircut done by my wife, so I can relate.
Wow, if she had longer arms, I could go to her next.
Yeah, longer arms.
And I think generally people are doing their best to adapt. I mean, I've seen, it was early on where people started using their sleeve to open doors, and now people for their elevator floor are using their key to push it, and more I'm seeing people use their feet to go to the crosswalk button. So I'm excited to see how that escalates, but that's what I've seen so far.
You've actually seen somebody use a foot to start the crosswalk.
I've probably seen 5 different people use their foot to push the button.
Yeah. Any adaptations that you've had to make? How have you adapted?
I think, shopping is probably the biggest one. And, overall people have adapted. I sort of got on the train a little late. By the time I got to the supermarket, most of the big ticket items were long gone. And which is, educational because you see what's left and you get to see like, I can't believe how many people hate Irish Spring, apparently. It's just sitting there as the last thing on the shelf, like the one crappy beer in the fridge at the end of the party. Which, speaking of that, that's like, if you really want to see panic, that's gonna be the real panic. If you see Dr. Bonnie Henry announce that BC liquor stores are closing for 30 days in 24 hours, that's going to be the mayhem, panic, hoarding and stuff. Just people fighting over the last 6-pack of some microbrew beer with its tangy mango and green pepper flavor. But I guess, desperate measures call for, different taste buds.
Yeah, no, totally. So anything you can offer us any advice going forward?
If you're wearing a mask, which people are trying to get people to do, I would
Yep.
suggest to take it off before you go into a bank, just as a courtesy.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Don't get freaked out over gas prices. Like, people were so excited when it went from $1.38 to $1, and now if it goes to 79 cents to 88 cents, people freak out thinking that the government's trying to screw them somehow. We now live in an age where toilet paper is more valuable than a barrel of oil, which is odd.
Yeah, totally weird. Harry, I want to thank you for your insight. I want to wish you all the best with the comedy festival or whatever it is you're going to be doing this fall. Hopefully there'll be something for you to do.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get Third Thursday back up again.
Creative Third Thursday, wouldn't that be wonderful? We could hoist a
would be
beer
wonderful.
together. But it won't be the mango.
still
It won't be
probably-
the mango jalapeno one you were talking about.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
man.
right.
Cheers.
My pleasure. Best to everyone.
Brand new feature on Chilliwack tonight is called COVIDeo Corner, but we're just going to introduce the person that's hosting that for us. It's Rachel Carolyn Plaza. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Hi.
How is life in the pandemic for you, Rachel? Anything cool
Well,
happening?
I decided to get out last weekend and visit some local neighbors in Garrison.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of people I know, but we're all kind of hunkered down. And it was really nice just to yell out at, balconies, shouting out at friends, sharing some, a drink, just walking around and being social, saying hello to everyone was so friendly. I mean, there were people keeping their distance from each other, but there were smiles, people were warm. And as of late, it hasn't been like that. People are a little hesitant to, everyone's quick to go on the other side when they're walking towards someone. And so it was really, really nice. It was really nice. It made things feel normal.
That's
Yeah.
nice. I've noticed that too. People are. I noticed that when I'm on my walk, I try to be a bit more. Hey, how you doing? Kind of wave to people even more than we used to. Used to cross people on the same path and go good morning and just keep going. Now, because we're sort of separated like that, it's like, hi, you're trying to be extra friendly to make up for it.
No, extra nice.
We tasked you with coming up with some cool videos, and I just can't wait to hear what you come up with.
Well, it's so fun because people are so. People are just creative in general with the whole thing with TikTok and obviously Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all those things. But I love finding great content. I love things that make me laugh. I like things that make you think and laugh. I like things that are like, some dry wit to it. And just people are so creative and so smart with these things, especially, the things with TikTok. That's a new thing for me. I'm not on there. I don't think I'll get on there and do any dancing or anything like that. But I do like the impersonations that people do, the lip syncing, the voiceovers. I think those are so creative. They're so funny. And this is exactly what we kind of need. Just a little bit of a distraction, a little bit of something just to give us a good belly laugh. And that's precisely what I find is in these things, in these videos. And then you asked me to share them. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. So let's roll the clips.
Okay.
Antibiotics used to solve every problem. Now one of the biggest problems the world has is the germ has gotten so brilliant that the antibiotic can't keep up with it. And they're constantly trying to come up with a new. People go to a hospital and they go for a heart operation. That's no problem, but they end up dying from problems. You know the problems I'm talking about.
So do we bark at other dogs or just people walking by? And how long do you do this? Do you do this all day?
Yeah, I really don't understand why everybody isn't following the same rules right now. They're very clear, so let's take a minute and let's go over them again. First, you must not leave the house for any reason, unless of course you have a reason, and then you may leave the house. All stores are closed except those that are open, and all stores must close unless of course they need to stay open. This virus is deadly, but don't be afraid of it. It can only kill people who are vulnerable and also those who are not vulnerable. We should stay locked down until the virus stops infecting people. And it will only stop infecting people if enough of us get infected that we build immunity. So it is very important that we get infected and also do not get infected. You should not go to the doctor's office or the hospital unless you have to go there. Unless, of course, you are too sick to go there.
Well, I'd say I have to run, but I don't have any place to run to. But yes, just find some, some peace in all this, some happiness, and keep looking for those videos. So this is Rachel Caroline Plaza for COVIdeo Corner, and I'll see you guys next time.
Before times I used to luxuriate daily with colleagues at Starbucks, sipping my caramel no-fat macchiato. Now I wait 20 minutes in my Prius, dressed in PJs at the drive-through window, served by an unsavory 17-year-old girl in a hold-up mask. Tap only, please.
In the before times, I used to go to the mall just to hang out. No, wait, that was the 80s.
In the before times, I would always take pride in keeping my backyard in pretty good shape. Lawn always mowed, hedges clipped. But now, my backyard is good enough for the cover of Home and Garden magazine.
In the before times, Mayor Ken Popove was also colloquially known as His Worship. Now, Ken is better known with the snappier moniker Overlord Popove in the New World Order.
In the before times, Ken Popove was the mayor of Chilliwack. Now Ken is the comedy contributor to a third-tier late-night talk show.
In the before times, I would get all dressed up on Thursday night and catch the latest first-run release at the local cinema. Now, on Thursday night, I get all dressed up in front of the Chromecast and watch Chilliwack Tonight!
Hey! Woo!
I'm so excited to welcome Mark Gruenheid to the show. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Barris. How are you doing?
Very well. I've known you for many years, and I'm so pleased to be able to have you on the show. You're originally from Chilliwack, and but now you're in Vancouver, and you started a band called Not Mentally Prepared. Where does that name come from? Tell us a little bit about that.
That one came from a rehearsal we had one night where we were trying hard, I think, to learn a cover. I can't remember which one, and we were bombing bad. And somebody said, we're not mentally prepared for this one, and it just stuck. It was like, hey, that's basically us in a nutshell.
Well, I think thematically the name Not Mentally Prepared probably works very well for how we are all kind of not mentally prepared for this whole shindig that we're on here with the social isolation and all of that. How do you keep the band going through this social isolation?
Well, it's been tricky, I'll be honest. We're still trying to rehearse either virtually or, doing it 6 feet apart, although we haven't quite got to that stage yet. We're just keeping in touch mainly. We're doing a little bit of writing, which is cool. And we hope to have a couple songs out of this at the end, probably with some, kind of apocalyptic theme. But anyway, we're doing okay, but we wish we were playing more.
Well, and we wish you were too. So speaking of songs, your song Cuttin' Out, that is the song that we're hearing at the top of every show and the bottom of every show. It's the theme song for Chilliwack Tonight. Thank you so much for the use of it. And it comes off an album called Not Mentally Prepared, Kind of a Big Deal. Right? When did you record that?
That's our one and only album. So there you go. You've got it right there in your hand.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's available by a download on iTunes. Where else?
Yeah, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, a lot of them. I think pretty well all the services have it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. The song itself, Cuttin' Out, it's just this Canadiana feel all over it. A little bit of Rolling Stones in there, which I love. And at the top of the show, it just kind of rocks and gets us all really pumped up. So I just want to say thank you so much for letting Chilliwack Tonight use your music. And we want to be able to invite you to the show once this pandemic is all over, the whole band, and have you cut a song with us.
That'd be fantastic, Barris. And of course, we need you on stage with us when that happens.
No, I'd love to. I was wondering whether perhaps you could play the tambourine while I just did the vocals. What would you think about that?
I suppose if we want to sell more copies of that as a single, that would probably be the best way to go.
I'd be
up for that.
I think it's, you want more sales, right? So no.
Yeah, so that's all about
you don't want me on your album. I just want to say thank you so much for your contribution here. Not Mentally Prepared. It is kind of a big deal. Get it on iTunes, Spotify, just wherever you download your music. And now the treat that we're going to have is we're going to listen to your band in concert doing a song from the album. What's the song called?
This one's called Anime.
Anime. Okay, so most people probably wouldn't have heard it yet. So it's an accompaniment piece to Cuttin' Out. If you like Cuttin' Out, you're going to love Anime and get all the songs. There's like 12, 13 songs. There's even a cover of Won't Get Fooled Again on here. It's unbelievable. You got it all.
We're trying it, man. We're doing it all for you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Mark, and we will see you very soon. In the meantime, enjoy Anime.
Lipstick and those raccoon eyes, watching from the counter, watching solitary life. Safely in the world, she knows she's got it on. She'll talk to you about Grendel, she's really into Spawn. She's my freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I'm a man in an alternate world. Freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I think I just might give her a whirl. I wish I was the Incredible Hulk. I wish I had his incredible bulk. Nobody would mess with me, cause I've been big and green. And she'd be safe from evil if I was on the scene. She's my freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I'm a man in an alternate world. Freaky, geeky, comic store girl. If I don't get her, I think I might hurl. Anime, yeah. Anime, yeah. She said she likes our music. I made her a CD. She said she'll do the cover, but we'll have to wait and see. I want to take her home. I want to take her to my bed. But I'm up against the Justice League, if only in my head. She's my freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I'm a man in an alternate world. Freaky, geeky, comic store girl. If I don't get her, I think I might hurl. Anime, yeah. Anime, yeah. Anime, yeah. Anime, yeah. She's my freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I'm a man in an alternate world. Freaky, geeky, comic store girl. I think I just might give her a whirl. Anime, freaky, geeky, comic store girl. Anime, freaky, geeky, comic store girl. Anime, freaky, geeky, comic store girl. Anime, freaky, geeky, comic store girl.
So when you come into the store, everything looks so beautiful and fresh is because I care. I come in at 4 in the morning. I work hard at it to make it look good for our customers. We buy from micro farms locally. We love their product. We buy it because we love the quality for Hofstede's Country Barn.
Wow! What do you think?
Whoa, were you mentally prepared for that, Jeff?
I was quite mentally prepared
I
for
was
that,
not
Barris.
mentally prepared
I
for
stepped
that.
out behind the studio a little earlier. I was really mentally prepared for it.
Yeah, no. Mark Gruenheid, singer in the band. I've known him for many years, and it was great to have him on the show. A lot of great guests this week. Harry Doupe.
Harry Doupe, writer, entertaining guy. Just a fun guy to talk to. I thought
Fraser Valley Comedy Festival entrepreneur. He brought that to Chilliwack. It's just fantastic.
COVIdeo Corner with Rachel, Carolyn Plaza.
Yeah, she was great, and that'll be a recurring piece that we have on because that was really really good.
Yep.
And what can we say about the mayor on Celebrity
in the before times?
In the before times, I think we should bring back Celebrity in before times. We should bring back as a recurring piece.
What about once a month or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know any other celebrities?
No. We can start with.
Well,
looking for
we'll make an appeal. I'm sure we'll
get
find some.
We'll get some suggestions from the
Maybe
community.
maybe the mayor can introduce us to some people.
Yeah, don't forget to like us on Facebook, because that's where we're doing we are engaging with our audience there, so.
That's good. And also wanted to acknowledge Nancy Cigar. She was a riot this week. Fantastic.
Yeah, she's a good sport. Thanks,
Yeah.
Nancy.
Thank you so much. And next week, we've got Tamahai coming back to the show.
Yep.
Tamahai, which is Tazy Taylor, Jeff Bonner of Tractor Grease.
And they've really been stepping up their program. I watched them last week. It's not just Jeff and Tazy sitting on the couch playing you songs. They're starting to introduce some other media things.
Yeah, so what we're talking about there is their weekly show, which is open mic night, Friday night open mic night, starting at 7 o'clock. You got to watch that show.
Yeah.
They're bringing comedians in.
Yeah, I know. He's stretching the boundaries of what he is capable of doing, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
so next week, looking ahead to next week, we've got the assistant professor of media studies from the University of the Fraser Valley.
Oh.
He is going to talk a little bit about media. I had a great conversation. We could have just gone on for an hour yesterday on the phone with the guy. Super interesting. Really looks at media with a different eye than the rest of us, and it's quite insightful to
I
listen
saw
to.
a piece that he did at the Independent Film Festival, the Chilliwack Independent Film Festival last year. Fantastic.
He's quite involved with that.
Well, hang on. Can I show you? He's got one of these.
What?
Yeah.
A tie? Oh, no. Yeah, he's got the longest beard I've ever seen.
Yeah. So if you want to see the longest beard you've ever seen, tune in next week to
Chilliwack Tonight!
Chilliwack Tonight!
Thank you for watching Chilliwack Tonight. Tune in next week, Thursday, 7:01 p.m. with our guests, UFV Professor Darren Blakeborough, and musical guests Jeff Bonner and Tazy Taylor of Tamahai. And now, please commence with month-anniversary celebrations.